I'm Briana the Magical Blue Dragon, and welcome back to my channel. Here we have part 2 of guessing books based on the book descriptions put through Google Translate. So let's get started again. But children can't see only 5 lucky things. Does that mean that children can see more than 5 lucky things, or... Yeah, that's a little confusing. Okay. Winner. Augustus Gloop, a nice fat boy who likes to eat. I'm guessing that is Augustus Gloop. Salem, a waste parent's sick fingers called bad. Blue Bore? Garde? Fast fat. So I'm gonna guess that that's Violet Beauregarde, and I'm guessing that this is Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Willy Wonka's famous chocolate factory is opening at last, but only 5 lucky children will be allowed inside. And the winners are Augustus Gloop, an enormously fat boy whose hobby is eating, Veruca Salt, a spoiled rotten brat whose parents are wrapped around her little finger, Violet Beauregarde, a dim-witted gum chewer with the fastest jaws around, Mike TV, a toy pistol-toting gangster in training who is obsessed with television, and Charlie Bucket, our hero, a boy who is honest, kind, and brave and true and good and ready for the wildest time of his life. Xenophon director Henry Bram Stoker wrote as a non-professional historian. I mean, that's not totally inaccurate of a statement. Unremitting popularity brings Stoker news to the world. Bram's little bread culture is also inspiring. But I don't want it to be in Heather's story. The overall goal has been achieved. By mistake, they postponed the secret of power. That is, need more than you earn? Manufacturer Unitin Josh, the great face of Maria, the king of blood power, is freed from her own abuse and can become a vampire. The Helsingin scientist did not stand tall and die. Is that a good thing? I don't know. Ancient magic, crosses, clay, and pieces of wood could provide the weapons needed to withstand the weather. What kind of weather is going on where you need clay and crosses and pieces of wood? But I'm guessing this is Bram Stoker's Dracula. Though I really want to know, I haven't read it, but I'm curious where they're getting little bread culture from. Garlic bread, is that the connection? In 1897, at the age of 50, Bram Stoker was touring manager to the actor Henry Irving and was enjoying a modest success as a journalist and writer. Publication in that year of Dracula was to bring him international and lasting fame. The Dracula mythology has inspired a vast subculture, but the story has never been better told than by Stoker. He succeeds entirely in his aim to terrify. His myth is powerful because it allows evil to remain mysterious. Virtuous action has no more impact than Jonathan Parker's shovel. The high virtue of Lucy can simply be drained away as her blood is drained away, until she too joins the vampire brood. Van Helsing's high thinking and scientific skill cannot resist the dreadful potency of the undead. Only the old magic, a crucifix, garlic, a wooden stake, can provide effective weapons against the Count's appalling power. That was interesting! A lot of these names did not even show up in the other description. Health is a powerful celebration. Anna Sewell said the purpose of her new language is to promote kindness, love, and understanding. It's better to buy 6 books than good books. And books. Wait, it's better to buy 6 books than good books and books. It kind of sounds like I'd be getting more than 6 books by buying good books and books, so I think that's better. It's an English textbook. Anna Sewell. Health is a powerful celebration? I have no idea. I feel like the name is supposed to be a giveaway. According to this, whatever book it is, it's an English textbook. I give up. Let me see what it is. In my defense, I haven't read this book since 4th grade, and I only read it once. but it's Black Beauty by Anna Sewell. The compelling tale of a spirited young thoroughbred. Anna Sewell said that her purpose in writing this novel was to induce kindness, sympathy, and an understanding treatment of horses. The book broke records for sales and is the 6th bestseller in the English language. Black Beauty definitely makes you feel for horses a lot in terms of how they were treated at the time by some. Is more than one of the most educated and trained workers in America. But this is a change to a model in the book. And he wants to take it the way he presents it to others and stay in the dark. A photo of a time when the path of truth was not seen. Jay in Symphony, Nick Carvey. In 1922, when David introduced us to his new home in Long An on Long Island, the authors were unconvinced, but led FSF fans several times. These thoughts lead to his relationship with Aldrin, which goes against his story of his own life. In the end, the error of negation is dealt with in the sewing story, his clothes. Ames said she met S. Moore, the daughter of one of Alda Scott's husbands, at Gatsby. Oh, okay, I'm getting it now. Daisy and Tom Buchanan of Bale Baker, a Western egg in New York history. Shiny shoulders rise from the thick end, and his love for the garden fades away. So, for a while there, it was really confusing. New York? David, maybe? And Aldrin were not clear, clues for me. But I'm going to guess that it's Great Gatsby. F. Scott Fitzgerald's The Great Gatsby is more than one of America's most read, taught, and debated novels. Gatsby represents a paradigm shift in the novel form, a deep dive into the intimacies of the dark and selfish aspects of human nature. The novel is an over-the-top display of the Jazz Age, as seen through the eyes of a staid, and by his own account, honest Midwestern man Nick Carraway. Yeah, Nick was not really... No, Nick was mentioned just once, but I think he was changed to Nick Carvey. From the time Fitzgerald introduces us to Nick as a new resident of West Egg on 1922's Long Island, the author gives an often reluctant Nick permission to take us on a journey familiar yet unsettling to FSF fans. In keeping with his penchant for including aspects of his own life story and his relationship with Zelda, Fitzgerald weaves the fragile threads of longing, jealousy, dreams, ambition, lies, and anguish into a fabric of such literary beauty that we cannot turn away even when treachery and denial frame the final tapestry of the tale. Join narrator C. James Moore, the grandson of one of Scott's and Zelda's friends and colleagues, as the tumultuous story of Jay Gatsby, Daisy, and Tom Buchanan, Jordan Baker, and the denizens of West Egg, East Egg, and New York City careens from the dizzying heights of hedonistic extravagance to the ash-piled lowlands of love lost. That was definitely trickier. After falling into a rabbit hole and digging deep, and with a capital A, embarks on a speech journey with a mouth-watering youngster. Expert at English service. Kobe is held for the meeting. So, Kobe as in a character, or Kobe the beef? Outside, caterpillars and caterpillars, the Queen of Hearts, anarchist cooks, and papers feed the little pigs without the laughter and gooseberries of white rabbits we know nothing about. I think I'd rather not know anything about the gooseberries of white rabbits, thank you very much. I'm going to guess that this is Alice's Adventures in Wonderland. A top-notch retelling of Lewis Carroll's classic. Alice falls down the rabbit hole and wanders through a bizarre procession of memorable characters who have become figures of speech in English-speaking culture ever since. Meet the mock turtle, the hookah-smoking caterpillar, the murderous Queen of Hearts, the anarchic cook with her pepper pot, the baby that turns into a pig, not to mention the grinning Cheshire cat and the forgetful white rabbit. As with any other pleasure, a quiet day at Guinness in Bilbao doesn't want an empty world better than lunch. I think I get where they're going with this, but it's definitely an interesting way to go about it. When you send a story about a prostitute, they create a kind of riddle in it, and in Bilbo, they are very nervous. He joins a group of homeless people in search of giant spiders and other dangerous wild dogs. I don't think that they were specifically searching for the giant spiders. It just happened along the way. He is not tired of being fearless and has lost his home. But before he can return to a happy life, he must face great fears. Such as the wealthy dragon. I'm gonna guess that this is The Hobbit by J.R.R. Tolkien. Like every other Hobbit, Bilbo Baggins likes nothing better than a quiet evening in his snug hole in the ground, dining on a sumptuous dinner in front of a fire. But when a wandering wizard captivates him with tales of the unknown, so I see where they get prostitute from now. A bit too enticing there, Gandalf. Bilbo becomes restless. Soon he joins the wizard's band of homeless dwarves in search of giant spiders, savage wolves, and other dangers. Bilbo quickly tires of the quest for adventure and longs for the security of his familiar home. But before he can return to his life of comfort, he must face the greatest threat of all, a treasure-troving dragon named Smaug. That one was very entertaining. In an English-speaking town in the city, a surprising story takes place in a community setting where the events of a special group hope to save the working class from human harassment and destruction of homes. Among Your Wives, and inspired by the power of Sandalford Warren Company, the idea of the gods to attack Rome's most holy enemy, Sandalford, English-speaking town in a city. But it's a community setting, and it's a special group hoping to save Rome's most holy enemy. I feel like this must be a novel with like a moral question? So, I'm not really sure, but Among Your Wives, I have two guesses. I have a feeling both are wrong. It's either The Scarlet Letter or The Handmaid's Tale. Otherwise, I have no idea what this is, so let me find out. Again, in my defense, I've not read this book. And, I've only seen the show, and it definitely was a different vibe than what that description was. But it's Watership Down by Richard Adams. Though I have to say I'm probably not wrong about the fact that it's, there is a moral question involved. But I was wrong about everything else. Set in England's Downs, a once idyllic rural landscape, this stirring tale of adventure, courage, and survival follows a band of very special creatures on their flight from the intrusion of man and the certain destruction of their home. Led by a stout-hearted pair of friends, they journey forth from their native Sandalford Warren through the harrowing trials possessed by predators and adversaries to a mysterious promised land and a more perfect society. If it hadn't been for the fact that company was at the end of the Warren part, maybe it would have been a little bit easier, but I don't think so. Young and old, readers and women of Brant of Lords were murdered by my love in the famous novel Little Sisters. Little Women has been given a bit of a horror redo now, I guess. This young man, Marcus, is Meg's best writer, and above all, this beautiful, lovable, and trusting Meg joined the New England Civil War to survive for the first Little Woman in her life. I'm guessing it's Little Women. Generations of readers, young and old, male and female, have fallen in love with the March sisters of Luisa May Alcott's most popular and enduring novel, Little Women. Here are talented tomboy and author-to-be Jo, tragically frail Beth, beautiful Meg, and romantic spoiled Amy, united in their devotion to each other and their struggles to survive in New England during the Civil War. It is no secret that Alcott based Little Women on her own early life. You see, now I get where some of the translation came from, but still, it definitely made it sound like a horror novel instead. So, that was me guessing books based on their descriptions after being put through Google Translate. It was definitely very entertaining. I only got 2 wrong, I believe. So I feel like I did a pretty good job. How did you guys do? Let me know in the comments down below. I'd be curious to see. Let me know if you'd want me to do this again. It was definitely a lot of fun, and I definitely think it could be interesting to see what happens if we took the names out. I feel like it would be significantly harder. For some of them, if I did not have the names, I think I would have been left a little lost. It was a lot of fun, and I hope you all enjoyed it. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in my next video. Goodbye!